my name is Kim and welcome back to Uncommonkim. So, this is like the start of like planning my end of year into next year plans and things like that. So I don't really know how to explain what this is without saying this is 24 books that I want to read in 2024. There's quite a lot. You can see them here, or at least you can see the spines. And I'm basically gonna briefly go through each one. There are some sequels in here that I won't obviously go through the plot. And there are also some standalones that I will go through the plot. I'll tell you what I'm excited, what I'm least excited, so on and so forth. Ones that have been on my TBR for the longest, ones that have been on my TBR for the shortest. I'm gonna kind of go through all of it. So yeah. Dark Corners by Megan Goldin. This is the second book in a series which is called, I believe, Rachel Crow series, and this one runs her own true crime podcast. Yeah. And she, in the first book, she basically gets called in to report on a court case that is currently going on, and she reports it in her podcast. But while she's there and in this town, somebody else asks for her help, and it kind of goes on from there. But I absolutely loved it, the first book. It was 5 stars, and I believe this is very similar, except we're following a different case this time, which just really intrigues me. So I'm really excited, and I really would love to get to this in 2024, possibly even early 2024. Depends if I'm in my like true crime mood or if I'm more into my fantasy, because as this year has shown me, I am in different moods for different genres all throughout the year, so it kind of depends on that more than anything. But yes, book number 1. Book number 2 is The Bullet That Missed by Richard Osman. So this is book 3 in the Thursday Murder Club series. I loved book 1 and book 2 in this series. They were phenomenal. I could not fault them in the slightest. I actually went into a slump after reading book 2, hence why I haven't got round to book 3 yet. Book 4 is also out, and book 4 comes out in paperback, I believe like June, July time. So I would like to read this and then jump straight into book 4, but I won't be purchasing it until it comes out in paperback, so they all match. And I don't know if book 4 is the last one or if there's another one. Either which way, I feel like at this point anything Richard Osman writes I will read. But if you don't know anything about this book or this series, basically we follow a group of characters from an old people's retirement home as they go around solving crimes, and it is adorable, it is cute, and it is amazing and really gripping, and it reminds me a lot of my grandparents, which I love. As obviously it's based in the UK, so it's mainly based around old British people who, if you don't know anything about old British people, they are one of a kind. They are hilariously funny and also just not updated. Technology. Sorry, my card was significantly full because I didn't delete my 4th wing vlog. But yes, old British people are classics, and this just brings them out even more, and it's great. So yes, book number 2. Book number 3 is a big one, and it is Empire of the Vampire by Jade Kristoff. I know a lot of people that read it in 2023, people that loved it, people that didn't. But Empire of the Damned is coming out. What is this? Damaged. Empire of the Damned is coming out in January, February, something like that, and I want to jump on this trend. And I actually have started this before. I got 35 pages in, and the part of it that I did read I loved. So we need to continue. So, Empire of the Vampire. Where's the synopsis? It has been 27 long years since the last sunrise. For nearly 3 decades, vampires have waged war against humanity, building their internal empire, even as they tear down our own. Now only a few tiny sparks of light endure in a sea of darkness. Gabriel, half man, half monster, and last remaining Silver Saint, a sworn brother of the Holy Silver Order, dedicated to defending the realm from the creatures of the night. It is all that stands between the world and its end. Now imprisoned by the very monsters he vowed to destroy, the last Silver Saint is forced to tell his story. A story of legendary battles and forbidden love, of faith lost and friendships won, and of the wars of the blood and the forever king and the quest for humanity's last remaining hope, the Holy Grail. Yeah, I'm just really excited to read this, and I'm really excited to read more Jade Kristoff, because he's so highly liked and I want to be a part of that bandwagon. But can we also just take a moment? How stunning is this cover? It's just so pretty, and there's just so much going on, and I just want to know what it all means, hence why this is on here. So yes, book number 3. Book number 4 is Jade City by Fonda. Now, over the past couple of years I have been on Bookstagram and watching BookTube. This series is really hyped, really loved, and I want to know why. Jade is the lifeblood of the city of Janloon, a stone that enhances a warrior's natural strength and speed. It is mined, traded, stolen and killed for, all controlled by 2 families equal in their power and ruthlessness, when a modern drug emerges that allows anyone, even foreigners, to wield Jade. Simmering tension between the 2 clans erupts into open war. I love a bit of war, I must say. And I've also heard like a lot of people cry at this series. But yes, book number 4. Book number 5 is The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. Now, I believe Bone Shard War, maybe, came out this year, and I just saw a lot of hype around this series in general when that came out, and it made me want to join in. Very similar to Jade City. I just want to join in with all the hype, and I want to know what everyone is talking about. And I have no idea what this is about. What I do know is that Sarah J Maas has blurbed it, so that's a good vibe. Because we love Sarah J Maas, queen. So the synopsis: the Emperor's reign has lasted for decades. His mastery of bone shard magic powering the animal-like constructs that maintain law and order. But now his rule is failing, and revolution is sweeping across the Empire's many islands. When the Emperor refuses to recognize his daughter as the heir to the throne, she vows to prove her worth by mastering the forbidden art of bone shard magic. Yet such magic carries a deadly cost. Do you know what? I just love a bit of bloody magic. Magic in anything just gets me. Also, so does a floppy hardback. There's paperback. I'm such a knob. So does a floppy paperback. And a series that is quite long. It's not long. I think it's like 4 books in this series. And I just love a series that is ready for me. So then if I do like it, I can just go straight in, read the lot. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas. You see? So yeah. Book number 5. 6 is a book that I should have read about 3 years ago when I read the first 2. And here we are, 3 years later, going into 2024, and I still haven't read Obsidio. At this point, I should probably reread Illumina and Gemini and then read Obsidio, but I'm not going to because I said Gemini. It's Gemini. Gemini crushed my living soul so much that I remember exactly what happened in that book. If you don't know, this is a sci-fi series by Jade, Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. They write it together, and it is like multimedia. So you have CCTV, posters, text conversations, emails, text from robot. Bit of everything really, and the series is amazing. So far I've given both books 5 stars. In fact, Gemini was a 5-star and a new favourite because that book crushed me. I read it last year and it killed me. It really killed me. And I do need to read Obsidio. Is One of Us is Back by Karen M. McManus. So this is book 3 in the One of Us is Lying series. I love a YA mystery. YA mystery is right up my street and I'm a big softie for it. I love Holly Jackson, I love Maureen Johnson, Karen. I'm a big YA mystery stan. You write a YA mystery, I'll read it. Like, it's not that difficult. And this is book 3, the final book in the One of Us is Lying series that you can see I haven't started. I haven't touched. Mainly because I wanted to read One of Us is Lying and One of Us is Next first and then jump into this. And I didn't do it. I slumped hard this year. I'm now in December and I have 20 books to read before I can reach my goal. So that's how this year's gone for me, let's put it that way. But yeah, I really am excited to read this. And if you don't know what One of Us is Lying is about, it is about a group of kids who go to school who basically, while they're in detention, someone dies from having an allergy, like a seizure. They die from having a seizure, and from having that seizure it then comes out that actually somebody tried to kill him, and then it's the entire story of them all being framed or them actually doing it kind of thing, and finding out what the hell is going on. And they created an entire series out of it, and I believe this is going back to some of the original characters from the first book, because the characters from the first and the second book are different. So yeah, I'm really excited to get round to this. We love a Karen, not that kind of Karen. We love a Karen M. McManus because she's queen. She's queen. Okay, the next 2 are actually the same author, but they're different series. And if by that you couldn't guess who it was, it's Jennifer Armentrout, because that woman can produce books as if they are coming out of her ass. I don't know how she does it, but fair enough. So this is book 5. Oh, we only got 1 more. Oh, I don't know if I'm ready. Please tell me this is not... Is this the last book? Is this... Because when you read, like, the Morph from Jennifer L. Armentrout, the From Blood and Ash series, you've got to this one, and then there's Visions of Flesh and Blood, a Blood and Ash and Flesh and Fire compendium. If that's book 5, then is this... 6, sorry, is this the last one? I'm not ready for my heart to be broken again. If you don't know, this is book 5 in the From Blood and Ash series. That I'm not ready for it to come to an end. But I'm sad to think that it actually might. If you don't know what From Blood and Ash is, read it. I know a lot of people don't like it, and I understand if you don't like it, but tell you what, I eat this up. Anything this woman writes, I eat it up. I love her writing, I love her characters, her plot, the smut, all of it is my vibe. And yes, her books are massive. Yes, she pulls them out of her ass like 3 times a year, but do you know what? It's a vibe. It's a vibe. And I am excited and nervous to read book 5. Might need to reread book 4 though, because I'm telling you now, I cannot remember what happens in it to save my life. But the ending of book 3, however, can tell you that. Easy, because that ending scarred me. Book 4, not a clue. Not a clue. So I might need to reread book 4 before I can go on to book 5. But yes. A Soul of Ash and Blood by Jennifer Armentrout, which might actually be the last book in the From Blood and Ash series, which I'm not ready for. The other book by Jennifer R. Armentrout we have is Fall of Ruin and Wrath, which is a new series that she has started, which I believe is again YA? No. Jennifer Armentrout does not do YA. Adult fantasy. So, the synopsis. Long ago, the world was destroyed by gods. Only 9 cities were spared, separated by the vast wilderness, teeming with monsters and unimaginable dangers. Each city is now ruled by a guardian, royals who fed on mortal pleasure. Born with an intuition that never fails, Callista knows her talents are valued to the powerful of her world, so she lives hidden at the barons of Archwood's courtson. In exchange for protection, she gives him information. However, when her intuition saves a prince in dire trouble, the voice inside her blazes with warning and promise. Today he'll bring her joy, but one day he'll bring her doom. When the baron takes an interest in the prince, and the prince takes an interest in Calastia, I can't pronounce her name, she becomes his temporary companion. However, her city shimmers with rebellion. With knights and monsters at the city gates and hungry prince in her bed, even her powerful instincts may not be enough to keep her safe. Callista must choose, follow her intuition to safety, or her heart to her downfall. I'm really excited to read this, and I do believe it will be like my new From Blood and Ash, especially if it's coming to an end. Kill me now. So hopefully... Oh, Sarah J Maas has blurbed it again. We love you, Sarah J Maas. Next book is The Serpent and the Wings... No. Yes. The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Clarissa Broadbent, which was hyped the shit out of this year. Mind-boggling. It's like basically Fourth Wing before Fourth Wing. Everyone and their nan loved this book, and I'm here for the vibes. So, human or vampire, the rules of survival are the same. Never trust, never yield, and always, always guard your heart. I believe this has just been taken on by a publisher, so congrats. But yeah, I'm really intrigued to know what the hype was about, because I also believe there is a second book, so we shall see. The next one is one that I've spoken about quite a few times this year, and I've also put on a TBR twice, and still haven't got around to it. And that's Swordcatcher, by our Queen and Saviour, Cassandra Clare. Now, I know people don't like Cassandra Clare, but she is my queen, so I love her writing, and for as long as Will and Jem are in my heart, so will Cassandra Clare. So, Swordcatcher. I'm ready to read it. I just need to start. This is the first adult book Cassandra has done, and it is also the first book Cassandra has done in years away from the Shadowhunter universe. Yeah, this ain't Shadowhunter. This is some adult shit, because Cassandra doesn't do adult shit. So I'm ready for some interesting writing. Everyone synopsis, because this is going to be a long video otherwise. One was raised to rule, one was trained to die. Welcome to the Chronicles of Castle Lane. Next one I want to read, but I also don't. I'm a bit of a... I want to read you, but I don't really want to read you. Which is The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. I have a love-hate relationship with Holly Black. I love Holly Black. I also hate Holly Black. I like a lot of her work. Like Cruel Prince, I quite enjoyed Cruel Prince. There was aspects to it I didn't enjoy, but the majority of it I did enjoy. And this carries on from Cruel Prince. We're now following Oak as he gets older, and obviously we all know how that ends. And I feel like I do need a reread of Cruel Prince before I read this, but I also don't want to put myself through that. But I've been told I like it. I can't see it myself, but we will see. Whatever her name is, it's her brother Oak who we follow in this. But yeah, I want to read it, but I also don't. I either want to read it or I can unhold it. One or the other. We will see how that goes. But yes. Stolen Heir by Holly Black. The next book is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Obviously this has been really hyped up again this year, as well as a few others we've spoken about. And I just think the cover is so cute. And I just want to know what the hype's about. So I'm going to join in. I literally know nothing about this in the slightest, but I have been told I will enjoy it by Danny. Danny said I will love it. And just a brief synopsis just to quickly go over. No god, no war, no one can come between them. That's cute. 2 rivals, 2 stories, 2 hearts, 1 fate. Oh, rich and romantic. Ooh, love it. Oh, all for a serpent and dove. We do love serpent and dove. Oh, all for a belladonna. I'm just going to put that over there. The next book is The Fragile Threads of Power by B.E. Schwab. This is the 4th book in the Darker Shades of Magic series, which I'm really excited to get to. I believe this is like the start of a new series though. I could be wrong. So I'm just really excited to be back with the characters, back with the vibes, back with V. Schwab. I love V. Schwab and I love her writing. So I'm really intrigued to jump back in and see how this goes. And if we get more of my favourite characters, I'll be happy. Kel, Lila, Holland, Rye. It's just a vibe. It's just a vibe. So yes, Fragile Threads of Power. How have we still got 10 books to go through? Is We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Faisal. I'm not very good at pronunciations. I do apologise if I did butcher that. But I believe this is like Aladdin vibes, which if you didn't know is a bit of me. I do love anything with a bit of Aladdin vibes in them. And I've heard that this is right up that street. People lived because she killed. People died because he lived. Interesting. And like a cute little like little bit of romance in here as well. It's just a vibe and I'm ready for it. So We Hunt the Flame. Next we have Murder in the Family by Cara Hunter. Why is this book so massive? It's like it's popped. So this is a murder mystery which I saw Meg from Meg with Books read, and I believe it's like multimedia. So we have like emails, maps, text messages, the lot, that you try and solve the murder yourself while reading along, which is a fucking vibe. I love anything like that where I get to try and solve it myself. But yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about this book this year, so I am really excited to read it to myself, and see what my thoughts are, to be perfectly honest. Brief, going over the synopsis. In October 2003, Luke Ryder was found dead in the garden of a family home in London, leaving behind a wealthy older widow and 3 stepchildren. Nobody saw anything. Now secrets will be revealed live on camera. Years later, a group of experts re-examine the evidence of Infamous, a true crime show, with shocking results. Does the team know more than they have been letting on, or does the truth lie closer to home? Can you solve the case before they do? The truth will blow your mind. That's what I mean. It's just so cool. I'm really excited to get to this. I might do like a whole themed vlog. That'd be cute. The next one is True Crime Story by Joseph Knox. I've mentioned this quite a few times in different videos, but I'm just really intrigued by it. Again, we have like, it's not like your normal book, it's more like blocks of text from different characters, like conversations, all throughout. But I don't think this is based on a real true story. I think this is just a story, if that makes sense. So quickly going over the synopsis. In early hours of Saturday, 17th December 2011, Zoe Nolan, a 19-year-old Manchester University student, walked out of a party alone. She was never seen again. 7 years later, writer Evelyn Mitchell finds herself drawn into the mystery and begins piecing together what really happened back then. But where some versions of events make sense, others are troublingly inconsistent. One thing is for sure, Zoe isn't the woman she was pretending to be, and she may be missing, presumed dead, but her story is only just beginning. I'm really excited to read this. I feel like I'm going to do a vlog based on these. We'll see. Here's me saying this. Who knows what 2024 is going to bring. The next one is Flamefall by Rosier Monday, which is the second book in the Fireborn series. I read Fireborn near the beginning of this year and I absolutely loved it. This is like pre-Fourth Wing and it's a vibe. It's an absolute vibe, and this is book 2 in that series, following again on from the same characters. And all I'm going to say in order to persuade you to read Fireborn is there are dragons. That's all I need to say. Put the book down, Kimberly. Nothing else is needed to be said. Okay. The next book is actually an arc. Who is she? Receiving arcs. So this is To Cage a God by Elizabeth May, and it comes out in February 2024. I believe it's the 20th of February. So thank you to Daphne Press for sending me an arc of this. That is much appreciated. And to briefly go over the synopsis. So, using ancient secrets, Galina and Sarah, mother, crafted gods into their bones. With their country on the brink of war, it falls to these sisters, raised as weapons, to take the helm of the rebellion and end the cruel reign of the royal family possessed by destructive gods. While Sarah reunites with her estranged lover, who now leads the rebellion, Galina must infiltrate the palace to expose the Emperor's lies. In this world of deception and danger, her only refuge is an isolated princess whose whip-smart tongue and smart gaze threatens to uncover Galina's secret. Get ready for your next romantic fantasy obsession. Yeah, I'm really, really excited to read this. It's not actually that long, to be fair. What is that, like? Just over 400 odd pages? Yeah. But yeah, thank you again, Daphne, for sending me a copy of this. Thank you, Jamie. And yeah, I'm really excited to get to this quite soon into the new year before it releases in February. How exciting. But yes, that is the next one. And down to our final 5 books. Thank Christ. Okay, so the next one is The Hurricane Wars by Thea Gunzo. So I received this in a fairy loot box and it is stunning. If you want to read this, it's because someone put on Instagram, if you liked Fourth Wing, read these, and this came up, and so I was like, it's on my TBR anyway, I got it in a fairy loot box, I'm ready. So quick going over synopsis. The Night Empire casts a long shadow over the land. Nothing can stand in the way, or its might or power. Year by year the hurricane wars take and take, and yet there is hope in the darkness. One lone light stands against the Empire. And can I just say, fairy loop, that this is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Look at that. Stunning. Yeah, I'm really excited to read that book. I'm hoping it will come up either in like the TBR jar or something. I am just ready. The next book is Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. So this is the next series, but carrying on from Kingdom of the Wicked. This is the Waterstones edition, and I'm actually really excited to read this. I loved Kingdom of the Wicked. I loved the witchy vibes. I loved the demons, the devils, whatever you want to call them, the Wicked Prince. And I'm really excited to follow on with the series in Envy's point of view, because who doesn't like Envy? Now, this next one. I have tried to read this book 2-3 times and I just can't get into it, but I love the author so much, and I don't know if it was just me at the time, but I just could not get into this book, and I love this author so much. This author is one of my favourite authors of all time, and I really want to love this series, especially where they're now we're kind of like on a hold for book 3 in the series. I really want to be able to catch up so then I can read it when it comes out. And that's Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. John Gwynne is one of my favourite authors of all time. He wrote the Faithful and the Fallen series, which, if you didn't know, is my favourite fantasy series of all time. I absolutely loved it. It has a very special place in my heart, little Corbin. And this is John's new series, Shadow of the Gods, which I believe has dragons in it. I have got this signed edition because I love this man, and also look at the dragon, it's cool. So I will read the synopsis. The greatest sagas are written in blood, and a century has passed since the gods fought and drove themselves to extinction. Now only their bones remain, promising great power to those brave enough to seek them out. As whispers of war echoes across the land of Vergid, fate follows in the footsteps of free warriors. A huntress on a dangerous quest, a noble woman pursuing battle fame, and a thrall seeking vengeance among the mercenaries known as the Blood Swarm. All three will shape the fate of the world as it once more falls under the shadow of the gods. So I believe this is like Norse inspired. and from what I remember we follow 3 perspectives as it says in the synopsis. And I loved it. I remember getting halfway and loving it, and I think I just slumped. And I don't think it's anything to do with the series. I honestly believe it's me. And I am John. I will read Shadow of the Gods, but I also really want to reread The Faithful and the Fallen. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, Shadow of the Gods is most definitely on here. Now, my last 2, as you can see, are by the same author. The lovely Samantha Shannon. So, actually, I really want to read Samantha Shannon. And I've never read anything by this woman. But I know a lot of people love her writing. A lot of people love her books. And I want to be one of those people. So I'm putting both of the first books in her series on this 24 books to read in 2024. We have The Priory of the Orange Tree. We have The Bone Season. I believe they're very different. This is obviously very high fantasy. Don't know what this is about. So, you know, we've got chunky, not so chunky. Chunky, not so chunky. But we'll see how it goes. But I want to read Samantha Shannon. I want to be one of those people that love her writing, and every time she brings something out, they buy it. I want to be one of those. So that's what I'm going to do. We will do this together. So yes, I'm planning on reading both in the next year. We'll see how this goes. I have started Priory of the Orange Tree before. I have also started Bone Season before. This was just before my slump, so it wasn't going to happen. And Priory of the Orange Tree, something came out when I was reading it, so then it went down because I was reading something else. Basically, nothing against Samantha Shannon in the slightest. I just have a lot I want to read. But that is all 24 books. So that is 24 books I want to read in 2024. I have a lot of books. Let me know if you made it to the video by leaving a star emoji. That's a good one. And also let me know if you've read any of these and your thoughts, if you enjoyed them, if you think it's worth me reading them. Do you know my taste by now? Do you think I would enjoy it? Let me know. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you can, subscribe. We are actually on the way to 200. I don't know what's happening. But it's exciting. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon for another video. Bye.